Hey, good morning. I wanted to talk about my experience with what Trisha calls demons, or what everyone else is calling intrusive thoughts. Last year, of course, had to work from home because of quarantine, and was living with my parents. Had some kind of anxiety going on that was building up before quarantine, and then kind of like got out of hand, honestly, during it. Was an anxiety about talking to people and losing time and being unproductive, because I was talking to people, and I always try to let people lead the conversation, so it kind of like makes me feel out of control. So, what I did to cope with that was not talk to anybody. I didn't talk to my roommates. I didn't talk to my parents when I lived with them after the roommates. And anyway, this led to holding in a lot of energy, feelings, just like in general, holding in a lot. And, well, um, definitely when you don't talk a lot, you don't figure out how to. Okay, for me, when I wasn't talking a lot, I wasn't getting anything out of my head, and it's hard to see who you are if it's all in your head. Like, I kind of lost my sense of self. Like, I was depending a lot on like the MBTI thing. I was depending a lot on that to like be a person instead of being a person. It was like finding this label that could guarantee that I was a person. So anyway, I don't know where the fuck I was in that story, but um, because I was holding in everything, I ended up hearing voices, essentially. Like, things would speak to me, like the weather and the clouds and numbers and the clock. And like, um, at one point, I remember it got so bad, I was like writing it down, because I was like, this is gonna be crazy, whatever these thoughts are. And I literally was out in public and I couldn't interact with anything. It was like, how I described it in my writing was all five senses were directed inward at my brain and my thoughts. Like, I was feeling, smelling, moving with my thoughts and nothing outside of me. Craziest fucking thing. So anyway, I'm doing much better. I've gained some weight and really changed my lifestyle pretty drastically in the past 6 months. And but but I don't. Hmm, didn't notice my lips. Sorry. I didn't notice, or I do notice that my voices are gone. Um, I've become a little bit more active, goal oriented, um, unafraid to work on some goals and not just work and um, eat food. Basically, those were like the two things I was doing for a while. So now I'm expanding myself by doing more. And um, also, I want to make clear that I was exercising quite a bit when I was hearing the voices, and I was thinner and healthier, actually, like diet wise, and um, it wasn't helping. It didn't. They got worse despite what I was doing, and I will say I wasn't sleeping great, and I don't know, just I wasn't coping well. And anyway, so what has helped is not overexerting myself, having a goal, talking to people, being less afraid to talk to people. I've also started counseling, and I got a lot of my thoughts out, and had like someone reciprocate them instead of just writing them down and having no someone physically reciprocate them. I was venting a little bit on Reddit at the time, and people are not nice on there. My counselor is incredible. She's a freaking angel, honestly. I might be convinced. Like, she's really nice and really caring, and I'm very grateful for her. But anyway, I feel myself returning to myself before I went through a D transition. I'm gonna call it a D transition. I went from a high place to a low place, and it's okay. I mean, I'm okay with darkness. I just want to be healthy in the long run, and I want to feel like I'm being myself. Um, and I'm not afraid to be myself. So, anyway, I've had voices if and I've overcome them. That's what I'm here to say. I've also struggled with a shit ton of guilt. So, literally just fighting off the feeling and saying, no, you don't need to be guilty. Because I was telling myself I needed to be guilty. I still do. And I probably should. I think in moderation. Guilt is good in moderation. It's good to take responsibility. It's good to admit that you're wrong. But it's not okay to just like wallow in it and to just like literally drown in it. So, anyway, I kind of feel like I've had experiences, like shitty experiences that I've let like overcome me. So, I think that's maybe what I have to offer here is that I can really empathize or whatever with these kinds of issues. One thing I don't really know about is like having a lot of anger and resentment, unless I'm just not paying attention to it. But definitely anxiety, voices, and guilt. Um, so, and probably you could add depression in there. I think pretty much freaking suffocated my life, took it by the neck and just like held it down for a while. So I think that's pretty much a symptom of being depressed. But anyway, I still don't like my job. I still am not doing the best that I could be doing, but I've stopped the voices and I've started taking care of myself, and I'm starting to learn how not to be guilty. So I hope to be able to take myself with these things into more stressful situations in the future. Because right now I'm not in a very stressful situation. I work from home. I'm chilling in a rocking chair working right now. So hopefully when it does get more stressful, I'll understand how to cope and not just use food and binge all the time. So anyway, thanks for listening. I just want to share my experience because we're all unique and we all have an experience, and this is mine. And maybe if someone knows we've gone through something similar, like it could be a good thing. So I know I like to know. Like I like that reassurance that it's not that I'm the only one that's gone through it, it's that other people have gone through it and they've overcome it, and there is a way for everybody, and it's just very hopeful. Overcoming the challenges, whether it's me or someone else, is like very inspiring, I think, for me. So actually it's more inspiring when someone else does when someone else does the work. But anyway, I think I drank a lot of caffeine this morning, so I'm having a good talkative day so far, and I hope you do too. Sorry for the crazy hair.